video. Welcome back for another Tune It Up Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about the SP118 sub enclosure from Peavey Electronics. So the 118, this speaker can move some ground. I mean, the sound pressure on this is unbelievable. It just really brings the PA to life, and again, just being able to dial in what you need, this speaker will get the job done for you. Alright, let's get on with the video. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, first we're going to talk about our specs. We're just over 21 inches wide. We're 29.99 inches deep, and we are 31.16 inches tall. So about 31 1/8 inches tall. So now we do weigh 107 pounds. This is a heavy speaker, and I mean, you know, the 18-inch speaker, the magnet on the back of it is just about the size of a paper plate. Now, part of the reason this thing can produce so much low frequency and just absolutely move the ground, it really does sound good. Okay, it is a ported cabinet, and underneath the cabinet we do have rubber feet that this thing sits on, keeps it from vibrating and moving on the floor. They do have handles located on the sides that you could lift with, as well as a set of wheels underneath the back of the cabinet and a handle that you can use as a dolly, move the speaker around for setup or tear down, and it makes it real convenient. I mean, you can wheel this thing around with no problem, and again, it does fit right underneath the SP4s perfectly. They are designed to go together. Keeps my low frequencies moving to the ground, my mid and higher frequencies moving to the side of the sound spectrum. This system really does sound good. You can play anything you want to through it, and you can hear a pin drop. I mean, it's tight. Let's take a look at the back of the cabinet. Alright, we have the two parallel 1/4 inch plugs, and we have the one 4-pin Nutric twist lock. And I use the 1/4 inch simply because that's the cables I had available. This is an 8-ohm cabinet, and these are in parallel, so if you wanted to hook up your other side in a mono situation, you just simply plug in here and run to the other side, and then that will bring you down to a 4-ohm load as well. Now when you're choosing your speaker cable, always make sure that you get a heavy enough cable to run from your power amp all the way back to your cabinet. And I try to keep them in the same length regardless if I'm running parallel or mono, simply to deliver the same amount of power to each speaker. Okay, this is a 10-AUG copper speaker cable, and I think I have this at about 50 feet is the length on that. Now again, you can use the Nutric lock, and you can still run out of your parallels down here if you chose to run over to adjacent speakers. Now this speaker enclosure does have the wheels on the back, and I have stuck this cardboard in there to keep these from vibrating from side to side or even rolling. Once you get this thing pumping some volume, again, it's moving things, and so I had to tighten these up because I could hear them rattling. Alright? And again, this convenient handle here, you can just simply lift back and roll this along and put this on any place on the stage that you're attempting to get set up, or even, you know, back and forth from your vehicle in order to get it loaded and unloaded. Makes it really nice, and again, just a durable cabinet. So we have 600 watts continuous capability, we have 1200 watts program, and 2400 watts peak. And I am running over, I try to stay right at that 600 watt range. I'm pushing these as tight as I can push them. We do have the 18-inch Black Widow speaker, 4-inch voice coil, Kevlar basket on it. These things will take a lot, but boy, they sound good. Now when I'm running my crossover back to my subs here, I am running just under 200 hertz down to, I'm rolling off under 80 hertz, and then I've got my 50 hertz clip engaged. I'm not driving any 50s down in here just to keep everything, you know, nice and tight. That really focuses the sound for this particular room. Really have good sound in here. And then if I actually back up and open the door and we start getting around 70, 80 feet away from this system, I mean, it's hitting you. It just absolutely driving the bus. Okay, they sound good. Let's get a listen to them and I'll show you what I mean. And I'm running over, like I said, I'm just under 200 hertz coming in and rolling my low frequencies off at clipping before at 50 hertz. Now this is extreme low volume for what this thing is capable of doing. Doing that not to blow you guys out of the camera there. Okay, now this trip around we're going to listen to what it sounds in conjunction with the SP4s. Now this is both running together. What a full sound. I mean, it just absolutely encompasses the room. Feel it. I mean, you know, these two working together is something else. Let me take the bass away and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is with the sub shut off. I'll bring it back to life. That does sound good. And you can definitely hear the difference, what these are doing together. Then when you separate it and take this away, it is distinctive. And knowing that you have good subs setting into your PA system, that this is what people dance to. This is where you're getting your low end drive, and this is the groove that people feel. So if you want to move them, you need some subs. All right. Again, setting underneath these SP4s, we're talking, let's see, I can push a continuous 2,000 watts per side into top and bottom cabinet, and you can't take it in this building. I mean, running 4,000 watts and running them hot, it's more than you can absorb. But as you start adding numbers to your crowd and different things like that, that's when your wattage starts becoming important, because the human body does absorb sound and ambient noise as well. Everybody's starting to have a good time, starts talking a little louder. That's why your volume starts increasing. So having it available is always better than not having it and needing some, right? And again, these two working together. When I'm sitting down here just listening to music, keeping it at a reasonable volume, the sound reproduction really is, to me, it's just simply amazing. So they're worth the money. They're worth the time and the effort to pack this stuff around, get what you need, get them set up right, and you're going to like it. But if you're running a continuous 600 watts into these, and again, you can hit program at 1200 watts and peaking them at 2400 watts, I'm telling you, when I have this system pumping, you can stand outside. Now this is a metal building. You can hear the metal expanding. And when you walk into the building now, it's not blowing your eardrums out. That's the sound pressure that these speakers are capable of producing. And I mean, it really does move the building. But again, having this in your system, once you get it there, get it hooked up right, get the right frequency sent to it. Like I said, these will actually drop down a little bit below 50 hertz, but boy, you're pushing them, and then you're going to start running into a little distortion. And again, the tip over towards your mid-range frequencies, never more than 300 hertz. But I like keeping these down to around 200, 215. That'll cover all your kick drums, your bass, low notes on the keyboard, piano, etc., as well as vocalists. So keeping them now, and again, depending on what you're covering in the upper spectrum, you may need that extra, 75 hertz or so. But they really start sounding good on modern music under 180 hertz, between 100 and 180 hertz for these things. On this newer music, I mean, these things will stomp. They'll just absolutely, they'll move your clothes for you. So They do a good job. Like I said, your frequency's dialed in, the amount of wattage you can send to it, again, 600 watts continuous, that's a lot. Specifically if you have another one set up on the other side of the stage, which I do, running 1200 watts, now you're really pushing. Well, there we have it, guys. The Peavey SP 118, and again, matched with these SP4s, yeah, it really does sound good. Get your wattage right, get your crossover frequencies right, send it into this thing, and it's going to bring your mix to life and just absolutely make the sound reproduction so much better for you. Okay? I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you in some way. I'll see you on the next one. Keep playing music, guys.